Hey guys, I know so many of you are excited to start a bullet journal this year, so today we're going to be setting up for 2018. You might remember that I started this notebook in October, and back then I didn't see the point of planning for the rest of the year again, so I left some blank pages at the beginning so that we can plan together for the new year. The first thing I always recommend when starting a new bullet journal is to do kind of like a brainstorming session and make a list of the spreads that you want to make, and you can also go through your old journals and figure out what you want to keep or what you want to change. After I had my list, I used a pencil to write on the corner of each page what that spread is going to be, and I also flipped through it to see if the order made sense. So on the very first page of my journal, I wrote my word of the year, which is grow. Last year was a roller coaster year for me, but one thing that I've taken away from it is to see everything that happens, good or bad, as an opportunity to grow. There's so much I could say about this, but that's not what this video is about, so we're just gonna move into the actual setup. Now, if your notebook doesn't come with an index, then this would be the time to make one. I personally have never used the index of my old notebooks, so I am moving straight into the 2018 calendar. My biggest tip here would be to go in with a pencil first and start from the bottom of the page to make sure that you have enough space for all 12 months. There's nothing worse than messing up the very first page of your notebook, so do yourself a favor and use a pencil to at least mark off the first and last day of each month. Next we have what is called a future log, and this is where you're going to have room to write all the important dates for each month. If you have a lot of things going on, then you might want to split it up into one spread for each half a year, but I kind of like having the whole year on a single spread. Next is going to be a social media tracker. It's exactly what the title suggests. Basically, I fill in all my social media stats at the end of each month, and I'm only setting it up until June because I'm already halfway through my notebook, so it's not going to last me that much longer. This one is social media related as well. The first page is for keeping track of all the collaborations that I'll be doing, like giveaways and things like that. And then the second one is just a really simple spread where I can brainstorm video and blog post ideas. Then we have what is essentially a shipment tracker. This is where I'm going to write down what I ordered and when it's supposed to be delivered, and the letters of the columns represent the month. So how I'm going to use this is if I order something, let's say on the 31st of January, then I'll write that in the left column, and if the expected delivery date is on the 5th of February, then I write that in the right column. And then once I receive the package, I'll check it off here. By the way, I used my Pilot Friction pen, which is great because you can erase it, and that means you can use the spread multiple times. Next to it, I'm setting up a simple wish list, and the first table is going to be for the things that are on top of my list, and then the second one is going to be for less important things. Underneath, I'm doing a savings tracker, so I'm going to cross off one of those little rectangles for every £100 that I save for each purpose. And then, of course, I have plenty of space to add more things that I'm going to be saving for in the future. This spread is going to be kind of like a brain dump for the things that I want to check out, like movies or TV series or books and just other random things. I have a similar list on my phone, but I rarely remember to check it out, so I just wanted to have everything in here as well. The next page is for writing down useful information such as postal codes or addresses or just anything else that you might find useful. And next to it we have a page that's proven to be very useful for me in the past. This is what helps me keep track of where I put things in my house, and I'm only talking about those things that you do not use very often, but when you need them you can't seem to find them. So if you remember to log it here, then I think this spread is really useful. So at this point, I ran out of room at the beginning of my journal, and it's very likely that you're going to start your monthly planning and realize that you want to add more collections, but it's not a big deal. All you have to do is go to the next blank pages and make your spreads. So now I'm working on my health trackers, and the first thing that I'm drawing is a graph for my weight, and the numbers on the bottom axis represent the week numbers, so I'm going to be tracking my weight every week. And then next to it, I'm doing a table for my measurements, which I'm going to track monthly. Alright, next I'm doing a page where I'm going to write ideas for tasks that take about 10 minutes, and I am splitting them up into different categories like personal, business, home, and so on. And this isn't going to be a list where I cross things off, but rather I'm going to use this as inspiration for when I have 10 minutes to spare and I want to be productive. I'm gonna choose something out of this list. The final two spreads are going to be super simple. The first one is for random doodles, and I plan on using it to brainstorm ideas for themes or headers that I could use in my bullet journal. And then the last one is an inspiration board where I want to simply print off some pictures that inspired me and stick them on there. Alright, so now that I'm done with my whole setup, I want to make sure that I remember to fill everything in. So to help me with that, I'm making a little card with the spreads and tasks that I should be doing on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So I'm just flipping through back and forth and writing them down to make sure that I don't forget. Then I'm taking a piece of washi tape and I'm sticking this card on the inside of the cover. This way you can flip it out every time you need it to see exactly what you have to do, and this is going to help you create like a routine in your bullet journal, and if you're a beginner, I think this is going to be really useful. Alright, we are finally done with our whole 2018 setup. Remember that you can add collections anywhere in your notebook. It does not have to be at the beginning. I mean, that's what the index is for, so that you can find everything. But I plan on making some tabs for easy access, and of course I'm going to show you how to make those in the next video. So if you enjoyed this video, then giving it a thumbs up helps me out more than you know. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye guys!